West Yorkshire police have been accused of excessive force after an autistic teenage girl was arrested by a group of officers because she said a female officer looked like her lesbian nana. The 16-year-old girl was being moved back to her home in Leeds by officers when she allegedly made the comments. Now, regardless of the obvious Karen jokes that can come out of this, my first question is this such a grave offense that you need 6 officers to handle an autistic teenager that has also scoliosis and was in pain the whole time? Of course, the question is both sarcastic and rhetorical. There's no scenario in which this could be justified. Because what I find even more baffling is that for all the diversity and inclusion that this organism claimed to be and profess, don't you find a bit strange that they find the word lesbian an insult? How do you make sense of that? How do you consider an insult something that it's just natural for some women? Perhaps the most interesting picture in terms of body language is this one, where the officer is giving the girl, who is at that moment restrained by several male officers, a side eye. Some have described that they see arrogance, some have said that there's covert anger, but I think the best word that describes it is bitterness. And even if you sense that some part of her is thinking that this went too far, there is one signal that tells you she's not going to retract from her stance. That is the way she's got her palms turned towards herself in a defensive gesture. A defensive gesture that is emphasized by her posture, a bit hunched. Maybe the video quality is not enough to confirm this, but I would not be surprised that she was pressing her lips and her jaw at the same time. But the fact that it's a side eye, and this is the perfect example of one, tells you everything you need to know. That's her feeling on that instant. But what about moments earlier when she was inside the girl's home? Well, you can tell by her body language that the officer was literally threatening her and her parents if they did not comply. There's tension on her face, tension on her neck, and she's also got a posture trying to make herself look bigger, keeping her elbows separated from her body. This is something that you have to look for. This is also the offended female officer. At some point inside the house, you can see that she is fidgeting with her fingers. That is a signal that she was nervous. I don't think that's the appropriate way that a public officer should react to these kind of situations. In fact, if you confront a police officer and you notice that they are fidgeting or tense, what you should do is try to speak slowly. You want them to calm down. You need to keep calm yourself. I know, easier said than done. We are so used to looking into people's eyes because that's one of our main ways of communication, that we forget to look at the head, neck, and mouth. And in this case, it's easy to spot that she was tense. The neck is completely straight, the lips are pressed, maybe the jaw is clenched as well, and the eyes are looking straight ahead. In fact, I mentioned covert anger a minute ago, and this is one of the best ways to spot that emotion. And that's why I tell you that you need to assess not only the face, but also the body and also the voice. In this case, the video is rather chaotic, and that's why I've only included screenshots, but I think it's more than enough to understand the gravity of the situation. Anyway, I would love to know what you think about this in the comments. My body language buddies, hit the like and subscribe button so you don't miss any of my body language analysis. And don't forget to download my 100 body language tips right in the description of this video. Much love and bliss.